question often posted is, why is the motion stopped during the transition? Notice as I move the playhead across the transition, clip 2 fades in but has no motion. As I reach the halfway point, motion begins in clip 2, but clip 1 is now stationary as it fades out. There are 3 reasons why this can happen. 1, you have not activated include trimmed frames. 2, you don't have any trimmed frames. Or 3, you don't have enough trim frames. The first thing you need to do is you need to check, make sure that the include trim frames has been activated. If not, you need to do so. So you double click on the transition and you check right here, include trimmed frames. And if it's white, it's not active. So you simply activate it. Okay. So now, if there are trimmed frames, they will be included, and that's what's used in the transition. All right, that brings us to issue number 2. You'll see that activating that really didn't do anything. Here, clip 1, now clip 2. Clip 1, clip 2. Okay, so that tells you that there aren't any trim frames. So the next thing we need to do is to make trim frames. Okay, I'm going to remove the transition, and I'm going to turn off the magnetic line here, and I'm going to cut off some frames in each one of the clips. And we'll go over here and we'll cut them off. And there we go. I'm just going to move these in, and then we will put in our transition again, which is just a standard dissolve. And there we go. And we'll stretch it out to the 4-second mark. Okay, so we've done that. And we can now, we have the include trim frames, we have our transition, and we can see now that both 1 and 2 are moving. So we've accomplished it, we think. But in this case, of course, I made the transition 4 seconds long just to emphasize this third reason why you may not get the motion. And that is that only the trim frames that you cut can be included. So if we go outside the 2-second boundary here, they will stop moving. Now, it may not be quite that visible here, but I think you can see that clip number 2 is not moving in this part of the transition because there aren't enough frames trimmed. And that's basically it. So let's just summarize. We have 3 reasons why you don't have motion within your clips. One is you have not activated include trim frames. You can't have motion on both videos if you don't have trim frames to use. Secondly, if you don't have any trims framed at all, first of all, when you go and put a transition down there, you'll get a little warning that says there's no trim frames. But if you overlook that and you don't have the motion, it's because you don't have any trim frames. And then thirdly, if you didn't cut enough frames or trimmed enough frames off of the clip, then also you won't get any motion during that time frame. And that's basically it.